Hi everyone, it's Elsie here with a new Pink Fresh studio layout. I'm using the Super Cool collection today, which is super cool. I just heard you all collectively groan at that really bad joke there. But yeah, this collection is classic Pink Fresh, I think. It's got some really awesome sort of patterns and it's really fresh and vibrant and modern, and yeah, it's kind of geared towards more teens. So you've got like really fun things like little Converses, backpacks, coffee cups, mobile phones, and gaming imagery, which is what I was inspired by today to create this layout. And as you might be able to tell, I'm creating a retro Game Boy. I just thought this would be a really fun image to sort of create, and it goes with my photo, which I'll explain in a little bit. So yeah, I decided to use one of these those fussy cut Polaroid frames as the screen, and it fitted perfectly. I didn't even plan that. And yeah, I've seen the design team use this paper for some really cool in some really cool ways. So yeah, there's lots of inspiration out there. As you can see, the shape of the Game Boy is really simple. I just kind of curved the corners with corner rounder, and that bottom right one is a lot more curved than the others. So yeah, I just freehanded that. So it's a really simple shape to create, and I think it looks really cool. And I'm also using some of the enamel dots for the A and the B keys on the Game Boy, and yeah, they worked really well. I think they were the perfect size, so it's great, another way to use enamel dots. So off camera I have sort of a reference photo. I have a photo of just an old Game Boy that I'm kind of trying to sort of replicate, and yeah, there are lots of sort of little details which I thought about adding, but it ended up just not really working, like those kind of dash lines on the bottom right corner are like the speaker lines, but they, I don't know, it just didn't look right. And yeah, there was bits at the top as well where it's all joined together that didn't really work. So yeah, it's just about sort of experimenting with it, and I'm not gluing anything down, so I don't have to commit to anything until I get the design that I like. So yeah, I ended up basically just going with that, but using the yellow sort of, I think it was like the power button, wasn't it? It's been so long since I've played on one of those things. So now I'm basically just adhering it all onto some white cardstock, and yeah, I do this just so it kind of gives the whole thing a bit more structure for when I'm stitching, because I'm obviously going to do some hand stitching. And yeah, I'm just gluing everything down using some liquid glue in my fine line bottle, which is great because I can get like really detailed, I could easily adhere like detailed bits and pieces. So yeah, pop the Game Boy down on there, and now I'm stitching, and I used coordinating thread, and I stitched around the screen and around the outside of the Game Boy, and yeah, that just sort of gave it a bit more definition and detail, and I really like that. So I apologise for this next clip because it's very out of focus and I didn't realise, but yeah, I'm keeping it in anyway because you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm doing some stamping, and I'm using the brand new Pink Fresh inks, which are just the best things ever. I'm obsessed with them, and I'm using one of the newer Pink Fresh stamp sets. I think it's called Simple Flowers, I want to say. Don't quote me on it. I'll have the specific set link below. But the Super Cool collection doesn't have any sort of floral images in it, so I wanted to sort of bring in my own, and obviously the Pink Fresh inks match perfectly with the colours in the Super Cool collection. So yeah, I just went through and stamped sort of all the leaves and flowers in the coordinating colours so they all matched. And yeah, this is a really great way to sort of customise each collection and make it sort of work for you. I love flowers, and I mean, this layout is about gaming, and I'm a girl and I game, but yeah, I just wanted to make it a little bit more sort of typically girly and add all the flowers in, and yeah, the stamp set was brilliant. So I kind of figured out the layout a little bit off screen, and I decided I wanted to stamp my title, and I'm using the Adore Alpha stamps and an ink called Sky Blue, and it's that perfect shade of that light blue, and I decided to stamp Level Up as my title, and I thought that would be a really fun, sort of slightly punny title to do with the gaming. And yeah, I just really like the way it works with the rest of the page, kind of yeah, because it's kind of obviously stamped on the background, it just kind of works as a background element, and you know, it's not so in your face, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm now backing my photos with some more Polaroid frames, and this is from a different paper, and I'm just cutting around the edges because I don't want any of that grey border, and cutting out the middle and backing my photos onto those to get that kind of like Polaroid look. And yeah, it's just a really nice way to frame your photos, and I've got 2 photos on this page. So one of them is a selfie that I'm not going to lie, I took specifically for this page, and the other one is of a Nintendo I just bought. And the story behind it is basically I have insomnia and I couldn't sleep one night, so I ended up going down a YouTube rabbit hole of watching sort of Nintendo Switch videos, which is the newest Nintendo console, but it's so expensive, and yeah, I just wanted to play Super Mario, and then I went on eBay and I found one of the older Nintendo consoles, and it's brilliant. It's the best thing I've ever purchased. It's bright pink, it's horrendously garish, and which is why the photo is in black and white, because it just would not have gone with anything. And I'm loving life. I've just been playing Super Mario, and yeah, it's brilliant. So I suppose insomnia has its perks in those senses, although my bank account may disagree. But yeah, it actually wasn't that expensive because obviously it's a used one on eBay. And yeah, I just thought it'd be a fun thing to document with this collection since it has all the gaming images in it. And yeah, so now I'm basically layering all the florals in all around the Game Boy. And yeah, I didn't want it to be too floral heavy, but yeah, I just wanted to add sort of some nice little clusters, just to kind of bulk out the design a little bit more. And yes, the speech bubbles at the top, the OMG one was from the ephemera die cut pack, and you can't see it at the moment, it says Game On, and that's from the acetate speech bubbles, which are my favourite embellishments in this collection, I have to say. They're amazing quality, and yeah, obviously I had to use the one that said Game On this page, and that kind of dark green colour works really well because it kind of echoes the dark green screen. That's really difficult to say, that's a bit of a tongue twister, on the Game Boy. So yeah, as you can see, clustered in all the flowers, I used some foam dots just to give a bit more texture and things. And on the left side of the Game Boy, I felt like it needed something there, so I added one of the cardstock sticker, and it's a phone, but it's that dark green colour as well, which works well with the speech bubble and screen of the Game Boy. And there's also a little die cut game controller, so obviously I had to add that to this page. And I also ended up adding another little speech bubble, which as well I think was from the cardstock packs. So yeah, it's just this layout, sort of putting this layout together was about finding the balance of colour and everything, and I think it turned out really well. Hopefully you agree and you're inspired by this project. So yeah, links to everything, all the stamps and the collection I use will be linked below. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you very soon for another video. Bye everyone.